Welcome back, everyone, to The Deep Dive. Today we're taking a journey back to 1942 to explore a film that's touched the hearts of generations, Disney's Bambi.
Such a powerful film, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, who hasn't been captivated by Bambi's story growing up in that beautiful forest?
It's a coming-of-age story, sure, but it also delves into some of life's deeper realities, like loss and resilience.
Absolutely. Right from that very first scene, the beauty and wonder of nature are just so evident. That magical moment when Bambi is born.
Ah, yes. The light filtering through the trees, the forest animals gathering around, pure Disney magic.
It's like the whole forest is celebrating this new life. And then in trots Thumper.
He doesn't walk very well, does he?
Classic Thumper. Still makes me laugh every time.
Of course, followed by his mother's scolding. Thumper.
It's those little touches of humor that make the film so relatable. Even in a seemingly idyllic setting, life has its little hiccups.
So true. And as Bambi grows, we see those early stages of life that we all go through. Learning to walk, learning to talk.
Like those scenes where he's trying to say bird or butterfly, those wobbly steps and mispronounced words.
It's adorable and so universal. We've all been there, fumbling our way through those early years.
And who can forget Flower, the skunk?
Yeah.
Bambi mistaking him for a, well, actual flower.
Pure innocence. And a reminder that children often see the world in such a simple, beautiful way.
It's a good lesson for us all, really, to hold on to that childlike sense of wonder. But the film doesn't shy away from darker moments either.
That thunderstorm scene, so visually stunning, but also a bit terrifying.
The way they animated the wind and rain, the flashes of lightning, it creates this palpable sense of vulnerability.
And that vulnerability leads us into one of the most heart-wrenching scenes in film history, Bambi's mother.
I still remember seeing that scene for the first time as a kid. Devastating, even though you don't actually see what happens.
The power of sound, right? That sudden silence, Bambi's desperate calls for his mother.
Just heartbreaking. And then the great prince of the forest appears.
Such a stoic yet compassionate figure, guiding Bambi through his grief.
And the way the seasons change in the film, mirroring Bambi's emotional journey. The harsh winter representing his hardship, then spring arriving, bringing new life, new hope.
And of course, as the owl puts it, twitterpation.
Ah, yes, twitterpation. That awkward, exhilarating feeling of first love.
Bambi, Thumper, and Flower scoffing at the idea at first. Love, nah, that's not for us.
We've all been there, right? Thinking we're too cool for all that mushy stuff.
Until, of course, nature takes its course. Bambi's reunion with Pauline, who's blossomed into this beautiful doe.
Sparks fly. And then enters Rano, the rival for Faline's affection.
Setting the stage for some real drama.
That fight between Bambi and Rano is intense. You see Bambi transforming from fear to anger, defending Faline, a true sign of his coming of age.
And the animation is incredible. You can feel the energy and danger of that clash.
You're on the edge of your seat, rooting for Bambi the whole time. But just when things seem to be calming down, man returns to the forest.
And this time, it's not just a single hunter. It's a whole group.
And their actions have devastating consequences. That wildfire scene.
Intense.
The flames, the smoke, the animals fleeing for their lives. It's a powerful reminder of the destructive force that humans can be.
And that dramatic jump Bambi and the Great Prince make over the waterfall.
Heart-stopping.
It really makes you hold your breath, wondering if they're going to make it. And then we see the animals huddled together on that island, finding comfort in each other after such a traumatic event.
Such a poignant image. Resilience in the face of tragedy.
And of course, the emotional reunion between Bambi and Feline.
Amidst all the chaos, their love for each other shines through. Such a beautiful moment.
It really underscores the power of connection, even in the darkest of times. You know, it's fascinating to think about the artistry that went into creating a film like Bambi.
I mean, the animation is just breathtaking, especially considering this was made back in 1942.
Yeah, way before computers and all the technology animators have today.
So how did they achieve that level of realism? It's like you're looking through a window into a real forest.
Well, a lot of it comes down to Walt Disney's obsession with realism. He really pushed his animators to study nature.
I remember reading somewhere that they even brought live deer into the studio.
They did. They wanted to observe their movements, how they interacted, every little detail.
And you can see that attention to detail in every frame of the film. The way Bambi leaps through the forest, those subtle twitches of his ears, even the way his muscles move under his fur.
It's remarkable. And they didn't just focus on the animals. The forest environments are equally impressive.
Yeah, you really get a sense of depth and atmosphere, like you could practically smell the pine needles and feel the damp earth beneath your feet.
It's like you're right there in the forest with Bambi. And a big part of creating that immersive experience is the music.
Oh, absolutely. Frank Churchill and Edward Plum, the composers, did an incredible job.
Their score is a masterpiece. It perfectly captures the mood and emotion of each scene.
It's true. Those soaring melodies when Bambi's running through the forest. The softer, more tender moments during those quiet, reflective scenes.
It all works together so seamlessly. It's one of those soundtracks that you can listen to on its own and still feel completely transported back to the world of the film.
I completely agree. And speaking of bringing those characters to life, let's talk about the voice acting.
It's amazing how expressive those animal characters are, especially considering they're all voiced by children.
Yeah. Walt Disney insisted on casting actual children. He wanted to capture that genuine sense of innocence and wonder.
And it was a brilliant move. Donnie Dennigan, who voiced Bambi, was only 7 years old at the time.
7 years old, wow. But his performance is just so full of heart. You really feel for Bambi, even though he's a deer.
Right. And Peter Bain, who voiced Thumper, was even younger. He was only 6.
Incredible. He brought such a playful, mischievous energy to the character.
And then you have Stan Alexander as Flower. Apparently, he was quite shy in real life.
Really? That's fascinating. It just goes to show the power of acting, I guess. To be able to step outside of yourself and fully embody a character.
Absolutely. So we've talked about the animation, the music, the voice acting. But what really sets Bambi apart, I think, is its enduring legacy.
Yeah. This is a film that's touched the hearts of generations. It's become a part of our culture.
It's true. You see Bambi merchandise everywhere. Toys, clothing, books. It's incredible how this film has resonated with people for over 80 years.
And I think a big part of that is its message about nature. Bambi was one of the first films to really bring attention to the issue of human impact on the environment.
Yeah. It showed us the beauty and fragility of nature and reminded us of our responsibility to protect it. And that message is more relevant today than ever before.
Absolutely. With all the challenges we're facing now with climate change and deforestation, it's a reminder that we need to be good stewards of this planet.
And it's not just about the environment. Bambi also explores themes of love, loss, and resilience. These are universal experiences that connect with people of all ages and backgrounds.
I think that's why Bambi continues to resonate with audiences today. It's a story about growing up, facing challenges, and finding your place in the world.
It reminds us that even in the face of adversity, there's always hope.
It's a powerful message, beautifully told.
You know what gets me every time?
Hmm.
The scene where Bambi takes his first steps on the ice.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. He's just so wobbly and unsure of himself.
And Thumper's in the background laughing his head off. It's just so heartwarming and funny.
It really captures that clumsiness in childhood. We've all been there, haven't we? Trying something new and not quite getting it right at first.
Absolutely. It's a reminder to embrace those moments of learning and growth, even when they're a little bit messy.
And speaking of messes, remember that wildfire scene? Talk about intense.
Oh, yeah. That scene is burned into my memory.
The flames, the smoke, the animals running for their lives. It's terrifying.
But also incredibly well animated. You can really feel the heat and chaos.
And that moment when Bambi and the Great Prince jump over the waterfall.
Heart-stopping. You're not sure if they're going to make it.
But they do, and they find their way back to each other.
Which brings us to another powerful theme in Bambi, the importance of connection.
Right. Amidst all that chaos and destruction, Bambi and Feline find each other again.
It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, love and hope can prevail.
And then we see them years later with their own little fawns. The circle of life continues.
It's a beautiful ending to a truly remarkable film.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Bambi, what are some of the key takeaways that you hope our listeners will remember?
Well, for me, it's the power of storytelling to connect us to the natural world and to each other.
That's a great point. Bambi takes us on an emotional journey that explores themes of love, loss, growth, and resilience.
And it does so with incredible artistry and beauty.
It's a reminder to appreciate the beauty around us, to cherish the bonds we have with loved ones, and to never give up hope.
Absolutely.
Right.
And to be good stewards of our planet.
Well said. Bambi is a film that truly stands the test of time.
It's a timeless classic that continues to enchant and inspire audiences of all ages.
And we hope you've enjoyed joining us on this deep dive into its world.
We always love hearing from our listeners, so be sure to share your thoughts on Bambi in the comments below.
What are your favorite scenes? What messages resonated with you?
And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the world of film.
Thanks for listening, everyone.